Okay, DBD, what's going on? It has come to my attention that DBD Devs has made a couple changes to their game. And all I can say is, as I'm reading these, they look more and more survivor-sided. I mean, yeah, we got a couple buffs for a couple killers, but it's more bad than good. These updates are more survivor-sided because I can only imagine how many survivors went to the devs and complained about how someone wanted to play their game. And personally, as a killer main myself, I don't really appreciate these updates. And I wouldn't imagine any other killer main being happy with them either. Let's start with the first change, Slugging Reduction Update. This update reads, if a survivor is left in the dying state for a total of 90 seconds during a match, they gain the ability to pick themselves up after fully recovering. Personally, I think this is a big late game fuck you, because the only way to prevent the other survivor from just leaving from a hatch is to keep both of them alive until you find the last one. So this update kinda makes it harder to get a full 4K in one game. They also made it to where it's a passive action and you don't need to hold a button to recover. I mean, yeah, if I was a survivor I would love this update, but since I'm a killer main, this just makes it hell of a lot harder to actually get a 4K. Now the next update is a Tunneling Reduction Update. When a survivor is hooked, their hook status is hidden from the killer. When they're unhooked, there is no notification and their hook status isn't revealed immediately. Again, this is a big fuck you to killers. I found it efficient that when a team is significantly better than you, tunneling is the only way to at least get an advantage to win. Oh, but no, I have more fuck yous to throw in your face. Unhooked survivors gain the following effects for a limited time: haste, endurance, and elusive. And they don't lose these effects in seconds. They lose it when they do a conspicuous action. What the fuck is a conspicuous action? They can also lose it if all generators are completed. Do you know how much of a big fuck you that is? Do you know how easy it is to win if you have those and you don't lose them by seconds, only actions? I can literally go get myself hooked and then go hide in the corner for the majority of the game and not get sensed or killed. And if that's not even the bigger fuck you, it says, if a survivor dies before 6 total hook states, all remaining survivors gain a repair speed bonus for the rest of the trial. What? Now this one is the biggest fuck you I've ever seen. When there's a survivor that's pallet spamming and flashlight spamming, the only way to get rid of them is to tunnel. And now you can't do that anymore. They've made this game very hard for the killer. If a survivor that was last hooked is sacrificed or killed, generators cannot be regressed or blocked. Excuse me? By taking out toxic players, I get punished. This update does have a little bit of good stuff, but it's more good than bad for us. They majorly updated Michael Myers. They said that they replaced Evil Within with 2 modes that can be toggled with a button press. Stalker mode, a little bit slower than the average speed, undetectable, and can stalk survivors. And Pursuer mode, about the same speed as every other killer, 24 meter terror radius, and increased vault speed and bonuses to lunge range, break speed and stun recovery, and in this mode you cannot stalk survivors. Once the stalk meter is full, Evil Incarnate mode can be triggered at will, granting the following effects for a limited time: 4.6 movement speed, 40 meter terror radius, and an increased vault speed. And it unlocks the Slaughtering Strike ability. And it unlocks the ability to grab and kill or perform a regular Mori on survivors who would die the next time they are hooked. All around, not a horrible update for Michael Myers. Some people might say otherwise, but I don't really see a problem with it. The Unknown also got an update as they increased the additional time added to weaken when injured by a UVX projectile. They also increased movement speed recovery after teleporting and increased camera vertical range. Dracula did get a buff as well. In his vampire form, they slightly reduced Hellfire cooldown, increased total Hellfire pillars by 1, reduced Hellfire charge movement speed, and slightly increased slowdown time after Castle Hellfire. In his wolf form, they increased pounce attack charge time and increased scent orb spawn time. In bat form, they increased movement friction to make flying easier to control. They also just adjusted his add-ons. Saying that most of these updates are a disappointment would be an understatement. These updates are going to drastically change how I play my game and how hard it is to get a 4K. And I slightly think it's unfair because if they want to do this to killers, why can't you do the same thing to survivors? Like, what about looping or gen rushing? I could think of a couple ideas of what we could do to make this an even playing ground now. Because as the game is now, it's balanced, but when these updates come out, it's gonna be heavily survivor sided. And after this, no one will want to play killer, so the queue times would keep getting longer. And this also lets bully squads have more of an advantage. Yes, I get that tunneling and slugging are annoying, but it's part of the game. But survivors do things that are equally annoying, like pallet spamming, or gen rushing, or looping. Like, sometimes I genuinely think that there should be a limit on how many times a survivor can vault a pallet before it breaks. And notifications when somebody was unhooked is a crucial part of how I play my game. I need to know what's happening throughout the entire map. The notification that tells me someone was unhooked tells me what's the next generator that they're going to. I get that behavior tried to make it a win-win for both the killer and the survivor, but they've helped the survivors more than the killers in a big way. So if they try to prevent tunneling, they should try to prevent gen rushing. That's the only way I think could balance this update. So that's my take on the update. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Until next time, peace out.